think it might be a good idea if we look at some of these problems together that you had for homework, and make sure that you are thinking straight on these, and I can explain a few more things as we go. But we've got to find the lateral area and the total surface area for each of these three drawings. So let's look at number 10. For our lateral area, we need to find the perimeter of the base and multiply that by the height. The perimeter of the base is a 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. So if I add that up, 2 plus 2 is 4, 6, 14. So my perimeter is 14, and the height is 9. Notice that this particular polygon is not sitting on its base. The bases have to be identical polygons. They have to be parallel to each other. Okay, and I'm going to get 126, and it's still in square units, so I get square meters there. Now to find my total surface area, I'm going to take my lateral area and add the two bases. My lateral area is 126. Now if I missed that, if I miss my lateral area, then I'm going to miss my total surface area, and that's going to be make for a very unhappy student. Now if I find my area, my base is a composite figure. It's made out of two triangles and a square. My square is 9, so I've got to find what those triangles are. So let's just draw that triangle out and look at what we can do with it. It's 2 and 2. It's not an equilateral triangle, so I can't use 1/2 AP. I have to use 1/2 the base times the height. The base is 3. The height is what I've got to find, or this little piece right there. So my height comes in there and cuts that 3 into 2 1.5. So let's see if I can Pythag this little guy. So 2 squared equals 1.5 squared plus my height squared. 4 equals 2.25 squared. So when I subtract 4 minus 2.25, I get 1.75 that I've got to take the square root of. So my second square root, second answer, 1.3. So my H is approximately 1.3. So now that I can plug that in, 1.3 times 3 times 1/2, 1.95. So that gives me that my base is 1.95, but I have two of those. This is a 1.95 and this is a 1.95. So the area of the base is going to be the 1.95 plus 1.95 plus 9. So the area of my base is 12.9. So when I add two 12.9s, I'm going to get 151.8 square centimeters squared meters for my total. So here's my lateral, and here's my total. Okay, number 12 is a little bit easier, I think. It's very straightforward. The lateral area is the perimeter of the base times the height of this cube. I've got 1.5 all the way around, so I've got a perimeter of 6 and a height of 1.5, so that's going to give me a lateral area of 9 squared millimeters. Then for my total surface area, I'm going to do that, okay. Is LA plus 2B. Well, LA is 9, and I have my bases are squares, so they're 1.5 squared. So that's 2.25s. So that's 9 plus 4.5, which is 13.5 square millimeters. So there's my lateral and my total surface. Now look at number 14. Your lateral area is the perimeter of the base times the height. Well, now your bases are these triangles. Okay, because they've got to be parallel polygons that are congruent to each other. So that has to be my base. This particular hypotenuse is 20. So the perimeter of my base, and then times the height is 12. Let's find the perimeter. The perimeter is going to be 20 plus 9 plus this right here. So let's Pythag to find out what that segment is. 20 squared equals 9 squared plus b squared. 400 equals 81 plus b squared. So 400 minus 81. Whoops. 400 minus 81. I didn't push all the buttons. It's 319. So b is the square root of 319. So let's put that together and see what second square root 319 is about 17.9. I'm going to add to that 29. So my perimeter is about 46.9. So I'm going to multiply 46.9 times 12. My lateral area is approximately 562.3 square centimeters. Now my total surface area is the lateral area plus the two bases. And my lateral area is 562.3. My base is a right triangle. Now remember, it's not equilateral, and also it's a right triangle. So with a right triangle, my base and my height are going to always be the two sides that make the right angle, because they have to be perpendicular to each other. So the area of one triangle is going to be the square root of 319 times, whoops, let me do that again. 319, and I'll multiply that times 0.5 times 9. That's going to give me two bases about 80.4 each. So my 462.3 plus the two 80.4s give me a total surface area 723.1 squared centimeters. Let me give you the answers for 16, 18, and 20, and then we'll see if you need to work those in class on Thursday. On 16, my lateral area should be 216 square inches, and my surface area is 324 square inches. Let's say you have a triangular prism. Height is 6. Yeah, you've got something. If you can do 14, you can do 16. They're very, very similar. Then with 18, my lateral area is going to be approximately 1,000.6 square centimeters, with the total surface 1,266.1. And then the last one on this page, your lateral is approximately 703.7 square feet. Surface area is approximately 1,011.6 square feet. Okay, if you have questions over those on Thursday, we will look at that. When you look at these composite drawings, these composite figures, it means you're going to have to do to these three-dimensional figures what we did in Chapter 11 to two-dimensional figures. We're going to divide them into figures that we can handle. Let's start with 37 and go backwards. 37, we have a cube, and it's attached to a half of a cylinder. But now, when I have the cube plus the half cylinder, make sure that you remove a side of the cube, because this side is now open. It's not touchable. Okay? So that side of the cube needs to be removed. So when you do your side of your cube, remove, you have to subtract a side of the cube because it's open. And there are a lot of different ways you can look at that one. Now, again, going backwards, 36 then, you've got, again, up on top, a half of a cylinder. So we have a half cylinder on top. And we're adding that again to a prism, a rectangular prism. But we've got to take that piece, the top of the prism, off, minus the top of the prism, because it's open and it's not touchable. So don't forget, you've got to take that piece off. Number 35 might make a lot better sense to you if you redrew this. What you're going to do is divide this into two prisms. Bring a perpendicular in here. And then over here, you're going to have a rectangular prism. And then over here, you're going to have a triangular prism. So it's very, very going to be very, very slick right there. Okay, that little very, very sliver of a little bit of a triangular prism. So you may want to redraw those to give you a little push in the direction there for those three. Okay, now try these, and try does not mean just stare at them. It means put your pencil to the paper and try to come up with things. Redraw them, draw them bigger, draw them smaller. Do whatever it takes to be successful. Don't throw in the towel. Okay, don't develop that as part of your math protocol. You don't throw in the towel. You keep working at it a reasonable amount of time, and you save that work so that you can discuss the next day what you were doing, what you were thinking, what you tried right, what you ran into a brick wall on. So don't just throw those away. Save those. I also want to add on these the answers so that you know if you got them right or not. Okay, 35 should be 2,824.8 square centimeters. 36 should be 427.6 square inches. And 37 should be 1,059.3 square centimeters.